What's up, you guys? It's your girl CASwCOY back on this channel with another video. If you haven't already, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I post a new video. And if you haven't already, please make sure you join my new Discord server that's very exclusive for my subscribers and my supporters. So if you read the title, then you already know what today's video is going to be about. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So in this video, I'm just going to be quickly explaining how I edit my videos for my channel. And after that, I'm going to be giving you guys a story time on how my trio in high school broke up. So first I'm going to start off with how I edit. So the first thing I do is I include all the clips that I'll need for my video. So the first thing I typically do is just import all of the clips that I need into Capcut. Normally I have a total of like 4 to 5 clips just because I record in sections, and then after I line up all the clips where they need to be, I find an instrumental that I want to put in the background. Normally I do BTS instrumentals because BTS is my bias group, but recently Holy Moly by IVE has been replaying in my head every second of every day. Just like in the video, I normally just copy the link of the video, put it into an MP3 or MP4 converter, and then download that link. I always use the instrumental because that way I won't get copyrighted for any content or audios that I'm using in my videos. And then I just line it up with the clips and make sure I cut it to where the sound starts where I want it to start and ends where I want it to end. And normally I just play one instrumental consecutively throughout my video. I know some people when they edit they use multiple audios or multiple instrumentals. I just like to use one. I'll copy and paste that same instrumental throughout the video and like kind of chop it up so that it flows smoothly. So after all of the instrumental and the audio is put in and it's all copy and pasted and it's lined up nicely, I start recording my voiceovers. Some people record and like talk at the same time so that they don't do voiceovers. I hope that like makes sense. But I record all of my video first and then I do voiceovers after. Typically when I do voiceovers, I try to record and edit as I'm going. You'll kind of see that I stopped doing that later on in the video. Like I just record all of my audio and then edit it later. I do typically like to record and edit the recordings as I'm going so that it's just cleaner and much more organized, because on Capcut when you're recording, anytime you record a new recording, like you can see in the video, like it creates a new line. And in this specific video, since I was telling a story time, I had a lot of recordings. I think I had about 80 to 85 recordings, and then on top of that I had to cut out a lot of ums and pauses, and I said like a lot in that video and I couldn't cut out every single one, but I tried to cut out as many as I could. So like I said, I typically like to record my audio and edit it along the way, but during this video I didn't do that, probably because it was a story time. But typically when I'm just doing regular like mods videos and stuff like that, I edit my audio as I go. And then after I'm done editing all of the audio that I've recorded, I start adding all of the cute fun stuff like my subscribe buttons, my dings, my pop-up pictures, stuff like that. My favorite thing is to add like text and then add the typewriter sound effect. It's literally my favorite thing to do when I'm editing. After I edit the audio, adding those little last minute touches like the subscribe buttons and things like that just tie the video together and keep you guys interested as you're watching. But that's pretty much all I do when I edit. I don't really use any expensive software or crazy transitions or anything like that. I use Capcut, the free version, and I just edit my videos like that and upload them. If you guys want like a sneak peek or a tutorial on how I make my thumbnails, I can definitely make a separate video for that, because I have a little something recorded, but it's recorded on my phone, so I don't know how I would transfer that over to like a landscape ratio, but I can figure it out for you guys. Just let me know down in the comments if that's something you guys are interested in seeing. But that wraps up how I edit my videos. You guys can continue watching in the background to see more in depth on how I do it. If you guys want to slow it down, or if you want like a detailed step-by-step video, definitely let me know because I can do that as well. Let's get into the story time on how me and my trio, my freshman year of high school, broke apart. I asked my lovely coils on my community tab what would you guys like in in the background of this video, and you guys chose a quick story time. And as much as I like to think that my life is interesting, when I saw that y'all all chose a quick story time, I really didn't know what to tell a story about. But the idea of telling how my trio in high school broke up came to mind because it's about to be summertime, so there could be a lot of middle schoolers going into high school thinking that they might find a trio or they might keep the trio that they already have. And let me tell y'all, when people tell y'all when y'all get to high school you're not going to be friends with the same people, they're not lying. They're not lying. Okay, boom. So let me set the scene for you guys so you can get an idea of what's going on. So in middle school, I didn't really have that many friends. I'm just gonna be honest. I was low-key kind of bullied. Let's keep it cute in the comments. Let's keep it cute in the comments. But yeah, I was low-key bullied because I was a little weird. I didn't really have like that sense of style or anything like that. I didn't know how I wanted to dress. And plus, at my middle school, you had to wear a collared shirt. So I really couldn't express my sense of style, or I really didn't even know my sense of style. I was just an awkward middle school kid. Okay, keep it cute in the comments. Keep it cute. So when I got to high school my freshman year, over the summer is kind of when I started finding out what I liked, what I didn't like, what I liked to wear, what I didn't like to wear, my favorite stores, places that weren't my favorite stores. And then I also went into freshman year with a friend already who went to my middle school and also didn't live that far from me. Actually, I believe they lived in the same apartment complex as me. Let's say her name is Atlas. So me and Atlas lived in the same apartment complex. We didn't live far from each other at all, but then I moved to the apartment complex right next to us, if that makes sense. So there were two different apartment complexes and I moved in the one that was right next to it, so it was still walking distance, so we still rode the same bus. It was very close to each other. So again, I start my freshman year already friends with Atlas. So me and Atlas, we're like, we have the same like agriculture class together, so we're already pretty close. And then we meet this girl, let's say her name is Sarah. So we meet Sarah and you know, we think she's pretty cool, and then at that point Atlas was closer to Sarah than I was. But since Atlas thought Sarah was cool, I was like, I'll give her a chance. And at first I wasn't really digging her because till this day, I know it's a toxic trait, but till this day I really don't like my best friends having other friends. I'm sorry, I just, no, you're my friend only, period. Especially if they're my best friend. If you're just like a regular friend, okay, that's fine, but like if you're my best friend, and I considered Atlas my best friend, like we called each other's best friends. So for Atlas to be friends with Sarah and like hang out with Sarah a lot, it caused a little bit of jealousy, I'm not gonna lie, because like I said, till this day I don't like my best friend having other friends. But long story short, I ended up warming up to Sarah, and of course we became a trio. So it was me, Atlas, and Sarah. If you didn't see me with Atlas, you seen me with Sarah. If you didn't see me with Sarah, you see me with Atlas. If you didn't see Atlas with Sarah, you seen Atlas with me, like vice versa, all the way around. We had classes together, we ate lunch together, like we were always with each other. Even outside of school, we were always on FaceTime, or me and Atlas were hanging out with each other. We never really hung out with Sarah outside of school just because I think like her mom was strict or something like that, but regardless, also Atlas' mom is really strict. I'm gonna get into that later on, but both of their moms are really strict. I live with my grandmother, so she wasn't really that strict. If anything, my grandmother wanted me to go out because I was really closed off, especially for getting picked on a lot in middle school. So I was really closed off. I really didn't like to go anywhere, but yeah, that's neither here nor there. So since this is a quick story time, I'm not gonna go into depth about me, Atlas, and Sarah's relationship, but just know that we were all really close and we all considered each other best friends. So let's get into why we actually fell out and why we officially stopped being best friends. So a little like insight, I guess, is after this situation happened, this is why I stopped being friends with Sarah. Why I stopped being friends with Atlas is a completely different reason, but this is where our trio fell apart because I stopped being friends with Sarah. Atlas continued to be friends with Sarah, but she was still talking stuff about Sarah to me. So really our trio was not a trio anymore. If you guys want a story time about how I stopped being friends with Atlas, then I'll give you a story time about that, but right now we're just gonna focus on why I fell out with Sarah. So me and Sarah and Atlas had a mutual friend. Let's say their name is Jeremiah. So I had a little crushy crush on Jeremiah, and he was closest to Sarah. Mind you guys, Jeremiah was an upperclassman, so we were like freshmen, and I think Jeremiah was either a sophomore or a junior. So I had a crush on him him. He obviously knew I had a crush on him, and like we would FaceTime, we would talk and stuff like that. So one day I asked like Sarah, you know, like what was up with Jeremiah or something like that. And I think either she told me he was sick, or I asked him about Sarah and he told me she was sick. Something like one of them told me the other was sick. So y'all, I'm a little rusty on the exact details because this happened like 4 or 5 years ago. Probably not even that, because I'm a sophomore in college right now and this all happened my freshman year of high school. But one of them told me that the other was sick. I can't remember which one it was. And I think Jeremiah was mad because he felt like I told business that shouldn't have been told. I don't know. So Jeremiah was mad at me for something, and I could just remember like he was trying to cut me off, right? And he was trying to cut me off based on something that Sarah had told him. So I think like she told him that Koi told me that you said this or you said that, right? And he was trying to be like, well, I never said that. But I'm like, well, Sarah told me. Like, it was just a lot of he say, she say, right? But he was trying to cut me off because of something that she told him I said or didn't say. So at this point I'm mad because I'm like, you're messing up the motion. You know that I like him and you over here being messy. And I'm like, I didn't tell him nothing that you didn't say. You said it. So I'm confused. It wasn't even nothing bad. I think it was literally that someone was in the hospital or somebody was sick or something like that. And I'm just like, okay, like we need to get this squashed. So we all had a group chat and we was talking about it. And Jeremiah was not trying to hear it. Like he was not trying to hear my side of the story. He trusted what Sarah said, and then that was that. Mind you, Sarah is still my best friend at this point. Like we're all still a trio. But I can remember at this point in time, I was already giving Sarah side eyes because she was just really irritating me. But regardless, she was still my best friend along with Atlas. So whole time Atlas is on my side with the whole situation. Like she's wondering why Sarah went and told Jeremiah what she told him. So Jeremiah ends up leaving the group chat because, like I said, he's not trying to hear me out. He's not trying to hear none of that. Like he's done with the situation. And me and Atlas are trying to figure out what is up with Sarah. Like why is she basically like doing all of this? Why is she being messy? So we're having back and forth in a group chat, and like we're like, I asked her, I was like, are you slow? Like, are you slow? Because I think she said something crazy and I'm just like, girl, like, are you slow? Like why would you do that? Like why would you say that? Why would you do that? And then she's like, oh my gosh, like you already know that I'm like in the IEP classes or IUP, whatever those type of classes are. She's like, you already know that I'm in those type of classes, so like why would you say that? Like I feel like you're making fun of me because I'm behind. And I'm just like, girl, that's not even what I meant. Like I'm asked like girl, you know that's not what I meant. Like I just feel like she was really trying to take it overboard, and she was really like doing the most for no reason. Like she knows that's not what I meant by me asking her, is she slow? But yeah, we got to arguing in the group chat, and then we just ended up leaving it as it is. And I just talked it like, Sarah is no longer my friend. Like I'm not her friend anymore. So if you want to be her friend, you can be her friend, but I'm not her friend, and she's not my best friend anymore. Y'all, so the next day we had a field trip to like a job fair or like a college or something like that. So all of the freshmen were going because we had like this freshman class. I think it was called freshman seminar. Yeah, we had freshman seminar. And so a part of freshman seminar is that you went to find jobs and like pick a career that you want to pursue for the rest of the year. Because at my school we had like programs, audio production, AV production, we had culinary and stuff like that. So they were really focused on you choosing a career path and something for you to do with your life. So we were about to go on this career fair. I had went out to buy a whole outfit for this career fair and everything. Like I was really excited to go. So the next day, like I'm getting ready, you know, we're all in the gym, you know, waiting for us to get called to go to this career fair, and I get called to go to the office. But mind y'all, before I got called to go to the office, I already felt like something was going to happen, and me and Atlas had talked about it. We were like, I feel like something's gonna happen, because we did not see Sarah at all in the gym. Mind you guys, we had almost every class together. We had gym together. We had gym together, agriculture together, and another class together. And she was nowhere to be found in the gym for the job fair. So me and Atlas, we already knew like something's going to happen, like something's going down. But we couldn't figure out like time was just ticking. So we're like, okay, obviously like nothing's going to happen. Like it's almost time for us to go to the fair. And then I get called to the office. As soon as I get called to the office, I already knew what it was going to be about. Like, I already knew what it was going to be about because this literally happened last night. We didn't see Sarah the entire period of gym, knowing that we finna go to this career fair after gym, and now I'm getting called to the office. Like, I'm not dumb. I could put 2 and 2 together to make 4. So we get to the office and she's in there. She's in there and she's like, you know, crying and stuff. And I'm just like, is this girl really, is she really crying right now? Like, there's no way she's actually for real crying right now. And actually, now that I'm remembering the story, I think another one of our friends had got involved in the argument. I think it was my friend, let me just say her name is Annabelle. I think Annabelle had got involved into the argument and she was also called into the office as well. I can't remember what part she played in it all. I think she was in the group chat with us and we were all talking about it. So she like put her 2 cents in and Sarah felt like we were all ganging up on her basically. So Sarah has showed like the administrator all of our messages, but mind you, she only showed the administrator the messages that made her look good and us look bad. So when I called her slow and she started talking about like, oh, you know that I'm in IEP classes, like why would you say that? But she did not show him the messages where I was like, that's not what I meant. Like she was not showing all of the messages, and also like she had deleted some messages too. So all the messages where she was like cussing back at us and everything like that, she did not show him those messages. She only showed him the messages where it looked like she barely said anything and where it looked like we were just attacking her. But whole time, the reason why I confronted her is in the first place is because I wanted to know why she was telling Jeremiah all of this stuff. And like, to be for real, because at that point, y'all, she was my best friend. So I feel like as a best friend, I should be able to come to you and talk to you. And I was trying to talk to her like, why would you tell Jeremiah all of this stuff? And she just took it too far, basically. Like, she was making it bigger than what it had to be. And like, she was also like bringing in stuff that I never said, like saying that I was making fun of her because she's an IEP. Like, girl, if I wanted to make fun of you because you were IEP, I would have done it, but that's not what I meant. And if you read the context of the text that I sent it, you would have known that. That's probably why you want IEP, because you don't got context clues. So to make a long story short, because this story time is already longer than what I need it to be, but to make a long story short, me, Sarah, and Annabelle could not go to the job fair, and I think we also got suspended for a day. Not only did you snitch on us, 1, to get us in trouble, 2, you also got in trouble because, mind y'all, like I told y'all, she was only showing the messages that made her look good. Once I pulled out my phone and started showing the messages that weren't deleted and that showed the messages of her cussing us out and talking to us crazy, she also got suspended. So it was like, you snitched on us because you felt like we were quote unquote picking on you, or we were bullying you or making fun of you because you were IEP. Whole time, now you suspended too. You went to go snitch and now you in trouble and we in trouble. So what was the point? What was literally a plan? I think Atlas still got to go to the job fair because she didn't tell on Atlas. And I feel like she didn't tell on Atlas because Atlas and her were closer than me and Sarah was. Like I told y'all, Sarah was already getting on my nerves, and she was already like, I was already giving her the side eye because she was already getting on my damn nerves. So she didn't snitch on Atlas, even though Atlas had her fair share of what she had to say in the group chat. She didn't tell on Atlas. She just told on me and Annabelle because, mind you, me and Annabelle were closer than her and Sarah was. So she told on me and Anna. Me and Anna got suspended and we couldn't go to the job fair. And she also got suspended and she couldn't go to the job fair. And I'm just like, what? And so the write-up that I got and Annabelle got was for bullying. I don't know what the write-up that Sarah got was for, because you came in here trying to report us for bullying and the whole time you got suspended too. I ain't never heard of the victim of bullying getting suspended unless it was like a fight. I ain't never heard. So it was just, the whole situation was so dumb. I feel like the administrator who wrote all of us up, he knew that we weren't in the wrong for real. So to suspend us and still get us kicked out of the job fair was crazy. And my whole thing is I'll take the write-up. I'll take the day of suspension or whatever, however long it was, because I can't even remember if we really got suspended. I can't even remember. But I was like, I'll take the write-up. Just let me go to the job fair because I already bought this outfit. I'm already ready to go to the job fair, so just let me go. And Annabelle, her mama was strict too. So she was just like, please let me go to the job fair and don't suspend me. She was like, I'll take the write-up, but don't suspend me and let me go to the job fair, because she did not want, and I also think she was like, don't come on mama. Like, she was trying to make so many negotiations because her mom was strict. That's how me and my trio broke up, because of Sarah the snitch. After that, me and Atlas were still friends. I was still cool with Atlas. Like, she felt the same way I did. She didn't like the fact that Sarah snitched or whatever, but at the end of the day, she didn't feel the hit as much as me and Annabelle did, because of course she didn't get suspended and she still got to go to the job fair. But she was like, the job fair wasn't even all of that. I don't know if she was just saying that to like make me feel better because I didn't get to go, but she was just like, yeah, the job fair wasn't even all of that. Yeah, so she still continued to be friends with Sarah for a little time after that. Eventually she stopped being friends with Sarah, and then they were kind of like an on and off friendship a little bit, and then again, like, eventually me and Atlas stopped being friends. So me and Atlas friendship has always been on and off. At one point we would be friends and we wouldn't be friends, and we would be friends and we wouldn't be friends. It was on and off. It's literally been on and off since the summer before I went to college. Like, we have been on and off, literally. And if y'all want the story time on how me and Atlas stopped being friends, I would definitely get that story time, because that one is gonna take a full video. So that wraps up the story time of how I stopped being friends with Sarah the snitch, and that ended up breaking up our trio. My closing message for today is watch those trios, y'all. If y'all are going into high school, or if you're in high school, even if you're in college, the friends that you got right now, I'm not seeing like look at them sideways, but if y'all stop being friends, or if you see a red flag, note it or cut them off, because friendship breakups hurt. They do. And I'm gonna just tell y'all, watch who y'all are friends with. Watch who y'all hang out with. Watch who you tell your business to, because they could switch up in a second. I literally seen a TikTok the other day, and it was like, those friends who go into your friend's dirty hamper and take a picture of their dirty panties while y'all still friends just so you can post it when y'all fall out. Why would you do that? And all of the comments were like, oh, it's secret animosity. They secretly didn't like them for a long time, or they stopped liking them like months or years before, and they were just waiting for that time, or something like that, y'all. So I'm telling y'all, watch who y'all be friends with. Watch who you tell your business to, because people will be secretly having beef with you and you don't even know the whole time. So that's all I got for y'all today. Thank you so much for watching. CASwCOY signing off.